Hi everyone. So today we are very honored to have Sujata Rajendran ji as our guest for Sanyam special, and she has done her masters in Ayurveda. Hi everyone. So today we are from Chennai. She is very good practicing Ayurveda doctor. She practiced in India and then moved to Chennai in 2002. And from 2002 to 15, she has been practicing in Dubai. Then she moved to Canada. And since then, she has been practicing Ayurveda for self healing. So, welcome, Sujata ji.
Thank you. Yeah, wish you good evening to all of you. Nice to see you all. As I know Chandraji, it's a good cause, good thing all of you doing sadhana, like satsang, all the good to know. And Ayurveda is always there, all these places. Mm, as I think most of you know what is Ayurveda, I know, in the group who are all there. Even because I saw earlier one Miss Yuan
Yeah,
speak, like Chandraji shared to me, she was talking about daily care of, like day-to-day care of about Ayurveda.
correct. So, we did
Correct.
had an introduction on Vata, Pitta, Kapha, how it is composed in our body, and
Mm,
mm, like what is imbalance, dosha, and yeah, prakriti.
yeah.
Since we had a little introduction.
Ayurveda, it's based on these three doshas only. Like if it is dosha itself means it is there, but it is goes up down, then it causes diseases or some other imbalances. Yeah. So and as we like every person is different. That's why Ayurveda says always is you have to be customized. Like
Yeah,
because every the prakriti is different. That constitution, natural constitution, so some are more dominant of vata, some are more dominant of pitta, some are dominant of kapha by nature, when they're born, by nature itself.
yeah,
Yeah, but but that is their natural qualities, but depend on that also. You have to take care and to balance the life. But other than that, in general practice nowadays, I am seeing like a lot of imbalances are happening because of many other things, which I talk about that later also. So vata dominance person means both the positive and advantages and disadvantages of that imbalance is there. If it is balanced way, they can be a well creative and well active, even they can be a well good saint also, good leader also. There will be like the spiritual guide leaders, vata people, vata constitution, like that vata prakriti, when they become like balanced ones. If they are imbalanced, they are the more having this bipolar or schizophrenia, like all these problems are very restless mind, like are very like a depressed, all those things also. But it is there in every constitution also, again, but it how to say, it depends on the like severity, like or how much that vata is more in that person, like that it goes. But more of may like vata constitution means they are thin built and tall, like very bony or skinny
yeah,
people.
yeah,
So their metabolism is little high, like they can digest, and they can and really because they are hyper, no, they keep moving, they don't sit in one place, or they'll be keep thinking too much. So that's why, some people, they eat two plates of food also, they don't gain weight. They are like vata constitution, like because they keep when you see some hyperactive children and all, they are more skinny, like. And if they are more if even the food is not, if they have not taken more dry food, then they end up into more constipated.
Yeah.
So Vata constitution people, they are more constipated. So that is why even in that last lecture, she was mentioning Vata, like that energy, like, to calm down that, always oil will help. Like, so that food also should be like, snigdham, we say, like, it should be like slimy, like slimy in the sense there should be a good fat in the food for Vata constitution people when they're eating. Always, like, food should be warm, like
Mm.
light and little bit oily, like fat based. It should be for Vata constitution people. So that calms their mind and body, everything, and they'll be good. Like, the imbalances all get balanced. They won't be restless, or they won't be having constipation, all these problems. So having, like, simple, light, warm, and a little bit good fat food, like
Yeah.
that oily food, a little bit oily food, it's good for Vata constitution. When it come to Pitta, again, Pitta people, they're all like medium built, and again, like they have a colored hair, or like, that's how general points I'm telling, like there are more complexion wise, there'll be, or more attractive people, we can say, like Pitta people are like, and they're all more sharp, like
Yeah.
more ambitious and more motivated, and like achievers,
Yeah.
those, and they're also they can be a good leaders in the, like, like in a political way, but
Right.
not in a spiritual way. Vata people are more into spiritual way, like
Yeah.
whereas Pitta will be more into that kind of maybe like good leaders. They can be very good political leaders, that way they can be.
Yeah.
And for their imbalances, like again, like that crow them, like very
So,
anger.
yeah, short
Yeah,
temper.
crow. Yeah, yeah, very
Yeah.
short tempered, or very, or like or they get addictions.
Yeah.
Even Pitta people also, Vata also have, but Pitta will be more addicted, like that. They'll be like more
Okay.
addictions, and that kind of problems they will have. Like they'll have good addiction and bad addictions, both too. But yeah, but bad addictions will be more in them.
Yeah.
Even for them also, as a food, like again, warm, like like more of, again, light, and it should be little bit like fat based, but ghee, that in there comes their ghee more, and Pitta
Yeah.
constitution, ghee will be helping more. But other than that also, simple and like less spicy foods, good for them, like, to balance their condition. Otherwise, because they get lot of this. Why Pitta means, we in Ayurveda we have this. Vata means oil, Pitta means ghee, and Kapha means honey. Pitta means ghee. Why means, because their up like hunger, like appetite, is are in different, because they get imbalance, means
Yeah.
they have a hyper hunger, that is acidity, they
Mhm.
will be having, or they like mostly that side are very irregular, like hungry, like they keep, if they eat also, they don't feel satisfaction, they want to keep eat, like, or they don't able to tolerate their appetite, like hunger. Like if they don't eat a meal also, they feel very weak or very nervous. This all in imbalance condition. But where ghee will regulate that. So that is why ghee for Pitta, to balance Pitta, ghee helps. So again, when there is, again there is a inflammation conditions and all, we need to see and advise that. But generally, Pitta means ghee helps, like it balances. Like that's why in yagam, like when you do that homam and all, they pour ghee to make the fire in a right temp, like, to not to increase or decrease, to maintain the fire, that burning, like, to they pour ghee to maintain, because otherwise, if you don't pour ghee also, it burn out too much, like so that's how what happens in Pitta. That is why, so that's why they get irritated, like they'll be more short tempered, or like that frustration feeling, those they'll have more. And when it come to Kapha people are like they are well built, like more like the broad framework category people are fall in kapha, like, and yeah, they as a balanced, they have a healthy sturdy body. Imbalanced, they'll be more obese. If they look at the food also, they can gain weight. They are that category of people. Whereas vata people, if they eat two plate also, they don't gain weight. Whereas pitta people, if they look at the food also, they gain weight. But that means because they're happy, like because they don't move much, because they're slow and steady, like that is their good nature, that is the balanced way. And they'll be calm because they were always, they are ground to the earth, means they're not jumping around like that, they're like down to the ground, like, they'll be slow, steady, calm, and they are like they are like what to say, they are also like a very good, like teachers, are like even good, like leaders. But for kapha, I'm not getting good examples, like, but they can become like, because they're well balanced and then calm quite, and they have a good stamina, like they will have, and they are happy people, I can say. They're very happy, very content, all kapha. Whereas vata is like they keep want to travel or go somewhere, or whereas pitta is they want to start new projects, like that, I can say. Whereas kapha is content with what they are having, and they'll be happy with what they are having, and but still they also do many other things, but they are like happy, like they are kind of happy all the time, positive, that kind of people. So kapha also, that their food also, it should be even more lighter, like, because as by nature itself it is, and warm, and they don't need much. If it is like not oily based, it's not there also, it is fine, because their body by itself, they make more fat in the sense good fat, like a good metabolism is like that, like, like how, like elephant also, like a kapha constitution animal only, like, whereas tiger is pitta constitution animal, like a rabbit is vata constitution animal. In animal like that, when you take it also, so like kapha also, like they are like well balanced, and like they are also active, healthy, like that way. If they are in imbalanced condition, means they are like more sluggish, like, more tamasika, we say, like, more lazy and not motivated, like that way, or like just eating and like lying down and not doing anything, or like, gaining more weight, that way, and all they do. But all this can come in other, all the three, like, one to other in imbalances can come, but generally they're prone to that way. So that's why some patients, like some examples, like when they say, like, I'm doing everything, I'm running and doing, but still not losing weight, means they have their, because it is their body framework is that much only, they cannot lose too much, like they cannot think of like how vata, some like models like that example, like vata constitution by nature, without doing anything, they have that slender body. But if that kapha person wants to achieve that slender body, he never able to get it, like, he or she, like, because it is their nature, it is that that is there, but that sturdiness is their this thing. So that's how they have to understand these things, like if by seeing like other vata, like that kind of body, I should get it to, like, to like to injure yourself, or to, like, or get worrying about that, it's not going to help. So there, these things, these constitutions will help you understanding the ayurvedic, that concept, because everybody is different, everybody is have their own natural way of balanced healthy body constitution, like, that you have to accept it. That's why I want to tell this point. So other than this, like maintaining like whatever body constitution we are also, it is because, as we know, we are all not the same, as like, even two children from the same parents, they are not the same, they'll be totally different when you see. And like one will be tall and thin, the other will be, as I told, pitta constitution, like sturdy, like medium built, like that one. The other child will be like, even, I'm just saying two children, but even 7, 8 children also the same. They all don't look the same. Like, little difference will be there, because it's the time of what that thing has happened in that woman's sperm, like, zygote, like, that is there. So, but to maintain whatever constitution you are, but everybody can have a healthy life. That is Ayurveda. That's why Ayurveda want to mean. And see, as you know, like, as I can also talk generally about Ayurveda, means all these constitutions and like medicines, like turmeric or like tulsi are all good. Like, as we know, like we say, are giloi now after COVID, giloi, like guduchi also, it's become a good immunomodulator. We talk about it, all these things. But there are conditions when to take, when not to take, even these simple herbs also. That awareness is not there in Ayurveda community. Like, it's not that you thinking and taking that medicine, tulsi is good for me. Okay, I'll take it. Maybe it's good for common cold, like that. But it has to be metabolized and digested by the body properly. If not, even that tulsi also, if not digested properly, it will give you problem. So popping on so much of like that medications is not good. So that's why I asked, when you was asking about herbs and medicines, to talk about it. That is the real Ayurveda. Actually, Ayurveda, it's not medicine based, like system of medicine, like medicine. It is like a lifestyle, like when it's like a day to day, or like, when and where, what to use, what not to use, like, because nowadays, as in my practice, I'm seeing like, people are like having, so like, how to say, like a lot of supplements. They'll come to me, a bag of supplements, and they say, we are taking all this, but still we feel not good. Yeah. So, but that doesn't mean if you take all this, it's going to fix you. That is the thing. Because when the channels are blocked, like, in the system, even that's why I'm telling, even one tulsi, if you take also, it's not, if it is not in a right, that metabolism or whatever, it's not happening in the system properly, then that is not going to help you. Instead of, it may harm you a little bit, or like that way. So, that point, I think we have to understand. But I'll tell you today, like, what all basic things to do, like, because our medicines are all come later, but diet, food habits, and drinking water, even that water also, how to drink water, like, means, like, in Ayurveda, always more insist on warm water, like boil and cooled water. Because when you boil the water, that water, the doshas, like, or that the calamities, not just the bacteria and virus in the water become lighter to by digest by the system. So that is why, like, that's why, like, when you eat heavy, then when you drink some hot water, you feel good, you feel lighter. But whereas when you drink cold water, you feel heavy even after, like, so like that, because that hot water help to clear the secretions and improve the metabolism. That doesn't mean you need to drink always hot water like that, but you generally also, like, maximum, when you have a cough, cold, or fever, or some stomach pain, or like when you are having body pains or tiredness, lethargy, like all these things, sip some hot water, or like throughout the day, drink boiled and cool water. That makes a difference. Instead of drinking cold water, or like like regular water from the bottle, or like this, but unboiled water, it's that itself will create the problem. So that's why we have to boil and cool it, or boil and drink lukewarm, warm, as per your requirement. So that, then and there, that makes a big difference in the system. Actually, Ayurveda has even talks about this Ushnapanam, like even reducing the water, like from 1 liter to half liter, boil and reduce to half liter, drinking that water. It's good for reducing cholesterol, even blood pressure, diabetic, insulin levels, and all also. So I think one point I can give you all here is, like, whenever you feel some indigestion, sluggishness or cold, fever, anytime. So just boil and sip some warm water to make, like, to move the vata downward and to clear the secretions and make the metabolism better. Because this is simple, like, it is very simple. That is why, like, from Ayurveda always, around the simpleness only. Later only we can go to other big medications and other treatments and all, but these are all very simple things. So, like, habit of having this hot water, even like at least 1 2 cups every day. Also, generally, even for children, you educate them and make them habit of drink this warm water. Even when they are having even Tylenol to work better, warm water will help. Like example, I'm saying, when they are having high fever or like ear infections or congestion, that time make them to sip warm water, and giving light food make a big difference. Then giving honey or ginger or, like, like these things, these are all will come secondary. So that simple hot water will does lot of things, like, so like that way. So that is one thing. So in generally also in practice, I see people when they come, they keep like all 4 boxes in front of me, like diabetic medication, blood pressure medication, cholesterol medication, and thyroid medication. But all these are metabolic disorders only. So when they would have start with one, like diabetic, and by suppressing that, like, blood pressure would come. By suppressing that, like cholesterol would come, or by suppressing cholesterol, or blood pressure will come up. Then thyroid is, in if I see 10 patients, 8 will be having thyroid, like, for sure. Even men nowadays I'm seeing, like 6 7 years back, I used to say women were common in having thyroid, but nowadays even men, lot of, again, these are all according to Ayurveda, we say like channel blocking. Because Ayurveda says like body is made up of channels, like Shrodas, we say channels. But when this channel is having, what to say, like, converting things, like what we eat, it converts into everything, like blood, muscle, and fat, bone, and bone marrow. From bone marrow only, our, we say, our, what is this, like, male hormone and female hormone forms. So this is called Sabda Dhatu, 7 tissues. So this has to happen right form, like, so when you drink water also, from this, all this will happen. So like that, from food, for everything it happens. But when there is a problem in this converting things, like that, this is not happening properly, then when somewhere blockages happens, then these diseases pops out, like. So to correct all these diseases can be reversible, and you can get back to normal, like, to then again as you used to be, like normal, without lifelong medications. That is Ayurveda. Ayurveda never said you have to take this medicine for lifelong till you die. That is not Ayurveda. So it is like, when you have a disease, you, that particular period, give time to the body and reverse that disease, get back to normalcy. That is Ayurveda. But what is happening nowadays is, because the conventional system of medicine, it is their theory is like that. So they give you, like, and diabetic medicine means you have to take lifelong. Thyroid medication you have to take lifelong. But this is also that medications what they are taking, it's not stopping there. They are increasing the dosages. Like, they start with 500 milligram of diabetic medication, but it will keep going, then they go to the stage to insulin also. Why that happening means, because nobody is advising them there, even if you take this medication, you have to follow a certain food habits, lifestyle to correct it. But they think, I am taking diabetic medication, I can eat anything, everything. Or otherwise, are they still not correcting, or because doctor has not told anything about diet, so it's fine, I can eat everything. So what happens then? It keep increasing. Like after 1 year, then the diabetic with 500, it won't be like what the range it has to be. So they have to increase the medication. So like that only nowadays, many diseases, like that's why many are on lifelong medications. Lifelong medication. So that in Ayurveda, that can be corrected, that can be completely reversed. There are many patients who have stopped their medications also like that. But even though, like, otherwise, if not stopping also, at least with 500 to maintain that, like, if you are not increasing, keep on going. And even with taking those many medications and still with complications, all those things, we have to correct that. That only Ayurveda talks about. So there, the diet comes there. So diet comes there, and so what to eat, what not to eat, when not to eat, and what combination of foods to eat. These are all talks about, like, Ayurveda talks about this. Like, so general basic is like, when you are hungry, you should eat. When you are not hungry, you should not eat. This is like all over the world, like that mantra or whatever I can say. That's how people, whatever food you eat, but when you are hungry, you eat it. But if you, example, if you like that food, then don't overeat it, like, because I like this food, it is nice, so like that, don't overeat it. But that overeating, that particular, like, that time, it's too much to the system. It has to digest. If it is not digest, it converts into other thing and it stores. So you should not overeat. Like, you again, you can keep that food, then again you are hungry, you can eat it, like, as a second meal also. But after 3-4 hours or 5 hours, whenever you are feel hungry, you can eat it. But that overeating, but once in a while overeating is okay. But always, like, nowadays I'm seeing, like, like every day or every other week, every weekend there is a feast and like that things. So, like, eat when you are hungry. Otherwise, don't eat when you are not hungry. Wait for the hunger. Like, that's all. Like, if you are not hungry, then sip on hot water. That stimulates the hunger and it will help to correct secretions and everything. So that's how. That is the simple thing. If you are not hungry, then keep on sipping some hot water and just wait and move around and walk, exercise. Definitely metabolize. That is another way of metabolizing the toxins, like, about, like, so if I finish the diet, then I'll come to the exercise. So first, that is, eat when you are hungry and don't eat when you are not hungry. And late night eating, Ayurveda, the circadian rhythm or sun, like, it connect to the, Ayurveda is full of nature only, like, panchabhutas, like, it is there in the body. What is there in the body is there out in the world, like, in the universe also. That's why Ayurveda talks. That is why Ayurveda is close, like, it always asks you to live close to the nature, like, because body is made up of panchabhutas. The same, this world also made up of panchabhutas. Like, even this three doshas also made up of panchabhuta only. Example, vata is like akash and air element, like, these two, like that, the whole thing is made up of panchabhutas only. So when the sun is there, your agni is good. So that is why you should eat when the daytime, or like, maybe maximum, now summertime, maybe 8 o'clock, not later than that. Like, now I know people are saying 10, 11, 12, even otherwise midnight also, 2 o'clock they are eating nowadays. That is not good. And second, that late night also, sometimes some people, they are working like night duties. So at that also, they are advised to eat warm food only, not like cold food. But some, they eat ice creams or juices or like, cold food and all, not advisable. That all aggravates the vata. Like, again, it may make the doshas imbalance and make the disease, like, like, it may channel to cause diseases. So, like, a late night eating, if you are not doing night duty and all, like, if you are in a regular lifestyle, then avoid eating after summertime, maximum 8 o'clock, not after 8 anything. Like, in winter time, again, we here have a early winter, like the long winter months also. So eat early, like, 7, maximum 6 or 7. That's it. Like, and it should be light food. Maximum of the days, always the food should be simple and light only. Like, some days you can have heavy food, but again, to balance, again, according to your appetite, you should have it. If you are not that hungry, then don't eat. Like, that's why, like, generally also, if you eat by 8 o'clock, example, but next day after 8 only, will that's how we all brought up that way when we were young also. It is there in Ayurveda. That is the intermittent fasting. That is a simple way of that. That now it has become like, more people doing, but that also too much of doing also there is some problems, but it's still better. Like, present condition, that is better than, like, that is why many are benefiting with that, like, to 12 hours of fasting or 14 hours of fasting. But it is in the intermittent fasting is already there. It is like, incorporated in our day-to-day lifestyle from my childhood also. Like, we eat by 7, then next day after 7 only, like, we used to eat. Otherwise 7 to 7 we never eat anything, like, it was there. But now, like, as a lifestyle, like, as a chill life, this changes. Chill eating, like, watching movies or TV, like, eating late nights or something, like, all this has to be corrected. It should, it's like every day or every weekend and all, it's not good. Maybe, like, I some patients, when they ask me after they come, after their conditions all corrected, after following the diet and they come back to normal, doctor, can I start eating like this, watching? Then I will tell them, you can eat yearly 3 times only, maybe for your birthday, marriage day, or some other day, like that. These 3 days only you can have some late night food, something, if you want. Other than that, it's not advised, like, to have it every weekend, or like, every other day or every month, like, part, like, too much. Anything too much also, it's not good. That's why Ayurveda always says madhyamam uttamam. Madhyamam is moderate, like, in the middle. Anything extremes, like, so, because I see both the category of people. One category, they come, they never eat anything healthy. If I write avoid list, then what to eat, doctor? You wrote everything what I should not. You wrote what I eat, everything I should not eat, means what I will eat. Like, if I tell them no bread, no jam, or no noodles, no pasta, like this and all, then what to eat? They'll ask. Whereas the other category, they'll come, they'll be having everything healthy, like so much of nuts, like, they'll even as a snack also they eat nuts only, like, nuts, or like, that is also too much not good, like, so everything is in the moderation, in the middle. You should be always in the middle. So that madhyamam uttamam, like, anything extremes not good. So, like, that you have to understand. Say, like, if you had like, but food should be always wholesome. Wholesome means, like, that grain should be whole grain, and the vegetables and lentils, like, all this. Ayurveda generally is not a vegetarian. It talks about non-veg also. But people were eating non-veg, not like every day, like how people are eating nowadays. Even 2 meals people are eating, like, chicken or fish, or like that. Or some people, they think that's why, like that. Health conscious people, they say, I always eat fish only, because they think it's good, but it is not good. Like, when you eat everyday fish, it is not good. Even people who used to live, no, next to that coastal area also, they were not eating everyday fish like that. Maybe weekly 3 times, 4 times. Even like, as I know that Polish people also, they, like, other country people also, when I asked them, they were not eating like every day. Like, one 85-year-old woman, I was asking, like, because of the curiosity, we asked, like, like, what do you eat? Like, she was saying lot of vegetables and lentils and many other things, like. And she said, no, non-veg and all, we eat 2 3 times in a week, not like every day. That it was like that only. Like, even in Ayurveda also, they were hunting and eating, and according to their locally available animals, they were eating. They were not eating only chicken or beef, like, or whatever, like, now, because it all become industry now, like, so that is why that we are all in, like, well advanced country, and like, eating, thinking we are eating healthy, but we are all having diseases. Why we are having? So that one only. So when in practice we see like that, like, when I do understand, otherwise we don't think, okay, this is good, no, so we should eat. This is good. So that is why I said Ayurveda also not like that, just like herb medicines. It's not medicine based only. So when you take this medicine, you will be fine. Take like this medicine. It's not like that. But that it will help when you follow your right food habits and lifestyle. That medicine will help you, or that herb will help you. Without that, if you do whatever you want and take one, like ginger or tulsi, it's not going to help you, as the benefit has been told for that. So like you have to the that's why like that diet also very important. So homemade, simple, with simple food, simple ingredients, maximum of the days, like in a year, 365 days, you eat 300 days simple food. 65 days you eat like some more here, like like heavy or feast, all these things you can. But you cannot be having lot of feast all the time, like those things you have to avoid. When you go to the market or shop, also you have to see what it is, like what you required as to you have to buy, not like what they kept there and buying and like get tempted and buying things. So I think I want nowadays people to I want to educate them that way only, so which I'm doing already in practice. That's why I'm talking about that more. So whole grains, try to use whole grains, like even oats also people eating, but that oats, as like steel cut oats or whole oats you are supposed to eat, but that also become more refined now, like cooker oats or like flavored oats and all coming. So try to avoid, try to use more like that kind of like whole grains, red rice, or like yeah, good other different um, like other grains, like whatever you we get it here locally also you use. But generally nowadays I am advising people lot about millets. Millets are being told in Ayurveda too, but they are all like little, they in Ayurveda they say it is a little dry grains, like rice is little more nourishing, rice and wheat is nourishing, but millets are little dry. But at the same time they also main good grains, like even bajra, ragi, finger millets, all are also millets only. But there are other five types of millets are there in practice nowadays. I am that particularly because, as he was asking in the beginning, diabetic, blood pressure, cholesterol, people who have these problems, when they incorporate millets in their diet, it will really help. It's not them only, everybody can eat it, because it was like that only. People were eating these millets more, and they were eating rice and wheat like weekly, one time, two time, or like occasional festival times and all. Otherwise, rice and wheat was considered as a rich food those days. But nowadays we are eating rich food every day almost, like like always it is based on that these two ingredients only, mostly like rice or wheat. That's why most of them are carbohydrates. Carbohydrate, don't eat carbohydrates, like that. But carbohydrates we need, definitely we need. Madura rasa in Ayurveda, that shad rasa, six taste it talks about. Like a sweet, like salt and sour and bitter, astringent, and spicy, like the all this thing, all this it is talks about. But that it talks more about madura rasa, like this sweet based. Sweet means not just the sugar, like that sweet, like rice and wheat are all like it has more uh, like that binding, like because body needs lot of that good sweet, like that madura rasa, like it binds, like nourishes like the cells. Even millets also have that, definitely. But comparative millets, rice and wheat. Rice means I'm not just talking about the white basmati rice, like that. There are hundreds of varieties of rices, actually red rices and all there, like nowadays, like that kind of rice. Or wheat also, there are many varieties of wheats, like and whole wheat I'm talking about, not the refined or multi-grain, like that, no. So they're good. But even that madura rasa also consistently, if you take every day, that become excess to the system. So that's why you should eat light, simple grains also in the food. So that way it balances. So that's why when people with these diseases, when they come to me and they keep all this medication, still my blood pressure is high or my sugar is high, like that, when they say, when I put them on this diet, on these millet grains, only maximum, or like brown rice or red rice like this, I don't even give medicines to them. Some, because when some of them, they are already having 7, 8 medications. So what medicine you give there, like, because they are already and having that, and along with that supplements also when they are having. So, but when I ask them to eat, drink this hot water, boiled and cooled water or lukewarm water, or sometimes I ask them to medicate that water. That medicating water depend on their conditions. Sometimes the ingredient you put in that, but I can give you here one simple medicated water which you all can also use it, like then and there, or whenever there is some indigestion or some fever or some discomfort in the body, it can be used. So that is like, coriander and dry ginger. Like example, in 2 liter of water, you put 1 teaspoon of coriander powder and quarter teaspoon of dry ginger powder, and boil it. When it come to the boiling point, boil it few more minutes. Then like cool it down, and that water you can drink little warm, or like, like as a regular water also. So that balances the vata in the body. Because why vata means, vata is the one which carries everything, like, because it moving element, in the, it moves pitta, it moves kapha in the body. So when it is not balanced, like it moves these things in the wrong places also. That's why the diseases and all. So generally to keep vata like down, like anulom we say, keep it down and in a right direction, this water will help. This is like general, but in that sometimes I change the ingredients. Even this proportion also will change some conditions and all, when they have particular problems and all. So I don't want to go detail in that, but this is like, otherwise also just boiled cooled water when there is some discomfort in the body. When you take it, that help to correct the inflammation then and there. So when the inflammation is get cleared, you will not carry it to the next stages of that. Then body get back to the normal. When we don't do that, only we get into next, when the infection or inflammation is not corrected within 2 days or within 5 days, or like within that short period, like at least 2 to 3 weeks, when you don't correct it, then these diseases like this all will get into next stage. So generally by maintain this and all, having simple light and warm food, like, as I said, not like heavy, like feast food and all, but like in between, like when you have like simple food, and when your appetite, when your activity, everything, when you feel lighter, so that time, example, when you take some Chyawanprash also, it nourishes the body. If there is already some inflammation and infection or something is keep going on, when you take that time Chyawanprash, it's not, you don't get the Chyawanprash benefits at all. As example I'm telling, because you will get even more problem with, because even the Chyawanprash not digested means you will be having more of that heaviness, or like other, even I'm taking but still I don't feel good, like that only you feel. Otherwise you should able to feel the, when you take that you feel good, like, you feel lighter, and you, that's how it should be. Like when you take any herb also medicine, you should able to feel that the goodness of that, like, if not, there is no use, like that. Okay, so diet plays an important role. So eating anything in a moderation is the first key. Moderation, and sometimes like after certain age, like eating less also always good. But like, yogurt is good, but too much yogurt is again every day eating yogurt. I know some patients, people, they say we eat every day 1 cup yogurt, but it's not necessary to eat yogurt. Is probiotic means yogurt only, it's not probiotic. There are so many other probiotics also, like, so but everyday eating yogurt is not good. So again, millets also, there are 5 types of millets, but you have to soak and cook and eat them. Like, all grains has to be soaked and cooked. But we never, but all now instant, no. We instantly we come. cook it, like we want to wash and cook it immediately. But any grain has to be soaked, any lentils also has to be soaked and cooked, like so that way you eat, that is better. Bread also, people were eating, even those days people were eating like occasionally, it was not regular food. Like, and at secondary they were making with simple ingredients. Nowadays you go and take any packet food and see broad ingredients on that, there will be 10-15 ingredients. So that and all too much, it is not good to the system. Like any processed, any even when you take a chapati, like any ready-made chapati, you see there are lot of ingredients, like lot of preservatives and things like that. So make anything simple, and the cooking also every day should be simple only. Like otherwise, some days you can make it little more rich food, like no problem. When you eat 6 days a week, eat simple. One day you can feast yourself. That way, body can balance. But every day feasting, body cannot balance. Like then, the same. Like when I give you 10 work, you can do. Like but if I give you 100 work, how you will do? Like how you get frustrated or angry or tired. Like that, body also. That's why sometimes people they eat 3 meal a day, but they say I am tired, fatigue. So why that? Like because body is not able to converting that into right direction. Like so there is some problems. If you eat 3 meal a day, still you feel weak, means something wrong. So you have to correct that. Okay, that way you have to think. Like so I'm feeling weak. So if I take omega 3, I'll be fine. If I take this, that, it's not that. Like first you need. That's why Ayurveda always go to the cause. Where is the problem? There you have to find and take it like that. So that you have to understand. And second is, people, as I see, if I don't eat one meal also, I go weak, like our nervousness, like that they say, or I get angry, I get frustrated. But if you don't eat whole day also, you should be the same. Like means mentally or physically, you should not feel angry or frustrated or weak or nervous, like that. That's how Ayurveda says person who withstand the hunger and who withstand the weather, whatever weather, you should be the same. So you are the strong person. That means then your stamina, everything is good. But if the season changes, I get allergies, that's not right. So that means why you are reacting to that? It is not the season, it is you. You have a problem. So you have to think, then what is happening to me, what I am doing, like what I have to correct it, how I have to correct it. So that way you have to see and correct it, not like popping some pill or taking that, like that. So then what you again, like when you are having like that, then you have to follow certain period of time, like some good food habits, and like this, even simple very light food. That time you take some herbs, like Ayurveda herbs, like so that way, that time if you take guduchi or like some other things and all, also it will help you. Maybe one more thing I can tell you, all of you, like how we talk about triphala. Maybe most of you know triphala powder, most of you know, most of them know the benefits, and we know taking same like that. There is a trikatu one powder is there. Trikatu is like dry ginger, black pepper, and long pepper. So these three ingredients, like pippali, they call it pippali. It's a long pepper. But this is very good triushanam in Ayurveda. It's called it. It all heart potency drugs. They're all like. This will improve sometimes some digestion when there is more of kapha, like lot of allergies. For allergies and even for thyroid, this medicine is good. But as I'm just giving us a hint only, but don't take it every day like that. Like some that particular period, that seasonal changing time, if you have some problems, using this, like 2 pinches, that powder, the 3 powder, 2 pinches with your food, it will help you. Not too much, like 2 pinches. Even for children means 1 pinch with honey or without honey, like that. You can have like just to carry out something. I'm telling this like as is a general this thing. But otherwise, the best thing is like having some hot water and eating light. to reverse. In that, if you take this kind of, if you are having example like a lot of allergies or secretions or sinusitis and all, so eat simple and light food and drink hot water and take this Srikattu powder. Maybe for 1 week like that, you feel good. Then you come out of it instead of taking some Reactin or other medications. Like, this also will help. Like, if it is very mild, if it is too much chronic or more like severe conditions and all, then you have to consult only. But this is like simple, I'm telling.
Right.
Yeah, so that is so about the diet, this one only. Like, even again, the next, like, wrong combination of foods and fruits also. Like, I know fruits are very good food, but eating them late evenings in the night times is not good.
Mhm.
So it's advisable to eat morning, mid-morning, or in the mid-evening. Before mid-evening, it's advisable. Like late evenings and night times, don't eat fruits. Like, same way with the nuts also, eat them. They are good. Like how to say, like weekly 2 3 times, like one handful of nuts is fine. But every day handful of nut. As I know, some people, they in oats they put all the nuts and all the seeds. You name everything. It will be that is too much. That is heavy. You may be putting flaxseed is good for this, sesame is good for this, or like, almonds are good for this, but all has to be digested by body. No, it is like, again, same. When I'm giving you 4 work, if I give you in that place 40 work, how you will do? Same body also, how it can digest? Same way, like when you were Sankirana means like too many mixing in Ayurveda, it's won't advise that way. In food particularly,
Mhm.
medicines, they have many ingredients. In the formula where you can see many ingredients, but in the food, Ayurveda never said, like, too many like ingredients mixing and eating, it's not good. It To get that particular food and particular benefit more, means you have to eat separately, like, means that one kind example, like now, that's why they talk about seasonal vegetables and seasonal fruits also. Like, if mango season time, you eat mango more, like, but again, in a moderation, more. Every day you eat also, it's fine. Again, once it finish, you can go another. If the mango and many other, like, combining and eating too much, a fruit salad example, like, fruits, like, you are mixing all the fruits or mixing all the nuts, like that eating, it's not good. Today you eat almonds, tomorrow you eat walnuts, like that you eat, then you get the benefit also. You get digested well, and you get the benefit of that particular ingredient. But if you mix and eat, you won't get enough of that.
Right.
Yeah, like, if you eat 100 gram of like, say, 10 gram of almonds, you get this much benefit means. But you are mixing with almond, walnut, or like cashews or pistachios, everything means, then you won't get that benefit.
Right.
So
So
you eat
we
one
have.
ingredient at a time. Like today or 2 3 days you eat this, then 2 3 days, then you get the diversified different things also.
Mhm.
That's how it should be. You should not keep eating same food every day.
Right. So
According to the season, according to the availability, and according to, like, other things, you keep changing. Like, then you get everything, that all the minerals and vitamins from different things. That's why there was never any multivitamins, like, those in
right.
Ayurveda. Like, it is all by food. You have to take it, like.
Mhm. So
So,
Sujata ji, now.
Sujata ji, we have
oh
few
yeah, it's
questions.
already time. Okay,
No,
okay,
no, we have some
okay.
questions.
Yes,
Okay, I'm sorry
go
about that.
ahead, go ahead.
So
No, no, maybe one more thing I tell you, like, means exercise. Do exercise on empty stomach. Try not to do late nights or like late evenings. You do that also, but empty stomach, morning on empty stomach or evening on empty stomach, 15 minutes of exercise will help in general. Okay.
right,
Everybody.
right,
Some cardiac exercise. That's it. Yeah.
right. Yeah, we have a lot of questions.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah, sure.
I mean, I'll summarize them. So, what is the ideal range of temperature of the water that we should drink? So we know that we have to drink warm water
Mm.
to have the bowel movement. So, what is the ideal range? Like,
Ideal range, it like means when you, like we say, like when you keep your finger You feel the warmth. That's it. No, it should not burn, like, like that much temperature is fine. Yeah.
Yeah, like 100 to 110, like that.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay.
See, when there is a lot of congestion or any stomach pain or any something like that, like acute infection time, sip very hot, like means as much you can sip warm, like how you sip tea, coffee,
Yeah,
like that. So when
right.
you sip, that really helps to clear the secretions, like,
Correct, correct.
yeah.
Then we had one question was like there is whole grain, so mixing of the grain is not good.
Yeah,
So like mostly we get in the like shops,
multigrain.
multigrain is highly expensive
Mm.
because of that. So it is preferred to have a single grain even though they are cheaper.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Like multigrain you can have occasionally.
right,
Otherwise, it's not advised to have regular basis.
right,
Single one grain at a time is good.
right. And what's the ratio of coriander to dry ginger? Like you mentioned that like in order to make dissolve it in water.
Yeah, in two
But
liters of water, like
yeah,
this is in general, I am telling, like, in 2 liter of water, 1 teaspoon coriander powder. You have to dry roast and powder at home. This powder also not store bought,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and quarter teaspoon of dry ginger powder.
Right, 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 right.
Yeah.
Mm.
See, this water, it's not necessary. If you drink regular basis also, it's fine, no harm.
Yeah,
Otherwise, also, it's not necessary to drink like this regular basis. But whenever you have some discomforts in the system, that particular period, you can use it.
right,
And this can be taken with any medication. There is no interactions because I have given even people in ICU also this water, so it's fine.
right. So
Does,
there's a
does
follow-up
it
question
have
in
to be
that.
powder or the it has to be
Just
powder or the fresh coriander, fresh ginger?
Powder.
Has to be powder.
Yeah. Dry one. I'm talking about dry, not the fresh one.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
So it has to be freshly prepared or like bought
No,
from the
you can prepare and keep the dry ginger powder and coriander powder, and water you have to make every day.
right.
Water has to be make every day. Yeah.
Yeah. And then there was a question, could you please share daily healthy diet chart that could be followed for weeks and months for general people? Like after this call, or is there?
Okay, diet chart.
Yes, yes. For
Okay.
kapha people, for vata people, for different categories of people.
That's why not like exactly like kapha vata pitta, but generally like that's why I'm telling food should be warm, light, and little oil based and little ghee, like, for pitta, like pitta more ghee they can use, like means
Yeah.
not more, like again little, and ghee has to be melt and used.
Right.
And for like vata, little more oil based oils. I'm not talking about refined oils, like good original oils like sesame
Hmm.
oil, coconut oil, mustard oil, like, like these, from those oils. And kapha people, less oil is always better,
Right.
like
That's
less oil and less ghee.
right.
Yeah.
There is more questions. Please put your questions in the chat, please. We have a short time. And there is question about the drinking water from the copper vessel, how
Yeah.
important it is. And is that water can be used in cooking or just drinking? One question. Second question is, can you talk about little bit red rice? What is the benefit than the white rice? And little bit more on Chavanprash, the natural multivitamin from Ayurveda. Can you talk these three things?
Copper
These are all three questions together. Copper.
Yeah, I know copper vessel. See, I have seen in my grandmother's house also. They keep a big copper vessel. Every day they go to the, like, riverside. They bring water and they use it for cooking. They keep it in the copper vessel only. Like, they. But again, here it is not possible like that, washing and maintenance. So generally, what I am telling people, you take a copper plate or copper, like, you wash it with the tamarind or again with that lemon or like with tomato, like the sour things. and then you put it in the water overnight in a container, and that water can be used next day for your drinking and cooking. That is fine, and that plate has to be removed after 7-8 hours. And that plate has to be washed every day, and to clear the water, like that copper water, like to use it in the vessel. And red rice and white rice also, there are many traditional, like like in India we have a lot of, because in Tamil Nadu side and all, people they use rice as a staple food. Like North India also people use, but very less, but they use mostly. Even many other Asian countries also people live on, like rice only. Like, so there are many traditional unpolished organic red rice, white rices are available now in the market. So these white rices have a good aroma. Even basmati rice also, you ask for unpolished organic rice like that. So those rices are good, like they can be used. And usually red rice will take 30 to 40 minutes to get cooked.
What is the benefit of red rice than white? Differently.
Yeah,
Like,
white rice.
what is different?
There are traditional white rice also, good rices are there. Not that one. I'm talking general now. White rice is all refined. And it hybrid. There is no originality in that. Like, these rices, what we are eating now, they are all refined. And they're all like having, so the refined, see, rice itself is a big topic. When you take a rice, that layers on the rice, like, that has a many benefits after removing the husk, like inside, like, there are 7 layers in the rice. Then that what we are eating, that only the end product, like, inside the carbohydrates. So when you eat with that, even rice bran oil also, the bran has to be eat with the rice to digest the rice also. So that is why red rices have.
Next question. Yeah. Next question is, can you talk a little bit on multivitamin from Ayurveda, which is Chyawanprash?
Chyawanprash. Yeah. Chyawanprash is definitely a very good medicine. It really help in many things, like as it is stated in the slokam, like it is anti-aging, and it is nourishing, like it is like giving strength and everything, balyam and all. But that Chyawanprash, to work in right way, you should follow the right lifestyle and food habits. So that's why I want to main here. See, and Chyawanprash cannot be taken live throughout the year. No. You can have it intermittently, like, the season changing time, like in the winter Chyawanprash having is good, because in winter always nourishing foods are all advised to take in winter. Summer, we don't advise not to take more nourishing foods. So in winter, you can have it. Like in the peak summer, don't take Chyawanprash, but in the like spring or autumn and winter timing, it's advisable to take.
And there is one more question. Somebody is asking that whenever I drink water, my pitta is raising.
Pitta is raising means in what basis of pitta is raising?
Shalini, you can unmute and ask this question then.
Yeah, when I drink water, I feel that acidity is rising in me.
Yeah. You feel that grumbling sound in the stomach.
Yeah.
Yeah. That because your acid is mixed with water. That is different problem. Like that is not just by drinking water. Your acidity has to be rectified.
Okay.
Because your acid is mixed with water. That is why that grumbling, that sound comes.
Okay.
So that means it is what to say, like you actually you have to correct the, like, means you have to improve pitta.
Okay.
Yeah.
How to do that? Like many people
again
have this.
I need to understand the cause for it, why it happened to her, like maybe like by drinking, like eating light, simple, and not eating very oily food and all 3-4 days, and eating more like hot water, and you see then, and wait for the right hunger and eat.
Okay.
There's one follow-up question on the same thing. For a hypothyroid, how to improve digestion and decrease inflammation? especially in joints?
Because this is all connected with so many things, like,
Okay.
so that's why I gave you trikatu powder, that
Yeah.
powder, and that you eat it with simple, like as I said, like, warm food, like a whole grain and lentil vegetables, and not like yogurt, ghee, butter and all. Don't use too much, and use trikatu powder and hot water and eat simple. That also will help, like, some extent.
Okay.
Yeah.
How frequently should we eat triphala? What's the frequency?
Yeah, see, even triphala also, when you eat on regular throughout the year, like, and I know some people, they say like years together we are eating, but to long term, that also dries up the system.
Okay.
When it get excess, see, when the body keep accumulating and it's not eliminating, then that particle stays back, means that is why we call toxins. Like, even triphala also healthy, but if it is not digested and eliminated by body, means it is toxin in the body when it stays in the body, like, and it is not used properly. So that means you have to give in between some break, make it clear, then again you use it, like that you do, like, so usually when you take triphala, some people, when you start triphala, how the benefits you feel, so that benefit should be there always. When you
Correct.
are not feeling, that means give a break, then stop it.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
There's one
Hello,
question.
I cannot hear you, Chandraji. I think you have to unmute.
Can you give your phone number and email here so people can write it and they will talk to you one-on-one after this if they need to?
Yeah, no problem.
Just give
Yeah,
your phone number and your email.
Yeah, like, my phone number is 647. You want me to type here anyway?
Yeah, you can type also here. Yeah.
Gitu? Screen.
So I can write it if you just tell me what's
Yeah,
the
I don't know where to go and
647.
type it. It is 647-984-995. Oh, I think I can write it.
Oh, so I wrote it in the chat.
Okay. Yeah.
And there's one.
Can you stop screen sharing? Yeah.
Okay. So Shyamaji asks, what's the need for medicated water?
What then?
Yeah, I think it's not very clear. Shyamaji, would you ask your question? I think we can open the question for the floor.
Yeah, everybody, you can unmute one at a time and ask Sujata ji whatever you want to ask. Unmute yourself.
Can we use salt instead of dry ginger? I mean, dry ginger is salt, right?
No, dry ginger is not salt. Dry ginger is salt. Ginger is not salt.
Yeah. Dry ginger is salt. So when you said, dry ginger and
Coriander.
coriander.
Yeah.
So can we use dry ginger then? But salt we can use, right?
Salt, yeah. Salt is same, dry ginger only.
Yeah. So 2 liters of water and coriander powder, how much?
1 teaspoon.
1 teaspoon, and salt, dry ginger?
Quarter, 1/4.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, I have written that and I will post it in this chat.
Yeah.
What is the recipe for trikut?
It's the dry ginger, black pepper, and long pepper. It's called pippali, long pepper.
What is a good thing for, like, I have swollen left knee? What is a good thing for that?
Swollen left knee, why it has swollen? Because of what reason it is swollen? We have to understand that.
Yeah.
Then to do treatment. So maybe giving some hot compression, that really helps to drain that circulation, like, to drain the swelling and improve the circulation. Dry hot compression.
Dry hot compression. Somebody said sesame seed oil, sometimes helps.
Yeah, you can use oil also, because I don't know because of what reason you have that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you can apply some oil mildly and then give hot compression. That also helps.
Yeah, I run, and when I run, they saying, I have weaker thigh and calf muscles, so I need to build up the strength there.
Yeah.
Because the knee is taking up.
Yeah, taking up
that,
because they are not helping
so,
supporting the knee. So then you have to
so-
massage that calf muscle and that thigh muscle inside, and to
Mhm.
massage with sesame oil and give hot compression, because massage always strengthen the physique.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Is it okay to drink tulsi water if you have pitta body?
No,
Tulsi tea, sorry.
tulsi tea you can have like here and there, but not like a water. Yeah. Even in pitta, tulsi can be taken. It's okay.
Yeah, I got the pitta tea from Sri Sri Tattva from
Ah.
Boom. Can I drink, because I'm trying to get rid of drinking tea because I am diabetic or pre-diabetic. Is it okay to just drink that pitta tea water all day?
But they are, it is like a water, to put it in the water and to drink,
Yeah,
like
it's like
medicated water.
it has coriander, rose leaves, cardamom, and I boil it and I make like 3 cups of it. I drink it all day.
Yeah, you can drink it, but again, like when you get some after while drinking, also you feel some difference, then give a break, then again restart it. Like as you are normal and you are feeling good with that, continue. You can do it, no problem. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
For intermediate fasting, how many hours should be gap?
No, general, like no, intermittent fasting means 12 hours is very normal. But from there to 16 hours, 14 hours, or 24 hours and all, but not like everyday basis, like weekly, 1 time, 2 time, like that. Like how that's why Ekadashi in our this thing also they kept, no, like they don't eat 24 hours, then like after 24 hours only they eat. So it all depend on your like ability, like how you are practicing and going to there. Like if you can do 14 hours, 16 hours, you can do that. Then slowly you can get into 24 hours also, at least weekly 1 time or monthly 2 times, like that you can do it.
So we don't have to do Nirjal fasting, right? We can drink what? Ekadashi?
It depends on the person only. Like if you can do Nirjal, you can do. Nothing wrong in that. If you, but you feel you for you it you feel not able to do it. That's why I said that as a constitutional wise, some people like they can do it. They can be, some they cannot. So in that condition, you can have some water.
Oh, I eat some fruits and all. We are not allowed that. That's not fasting then.
Yeah, it again it goes to different because it all like there is no something general you do like that. It again depend on your condition.
Thank you,
If you are
Sujata ji.
taking any medications and all, then you should understand and do the thing properly. No, if you are on some medications, that's why.
Yeah, thank you, Sujata ji, for your all the very valuable information. And if anybody wants to contact Sujata ji, you have the contact information, and you can certainly talk to her or WhatsApp her or email her. And
even WhatsApp also will do. I can help. Yeah. No.
yes.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Have a good day.
I conveyed some information. I hope you could get it. I would be happy, like if you have benefited with that. Thank you.
Yeah, and we will see back in 5:30.